Hi dear students, hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to study a new chapter named The Summit Within, written by Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia. The reason why I am carrying a book with me is because this work is almost kind of an autobiographical one and every sentences have got its own value. So that's the reason why I will be reading the chapter and I will be explaining what all things are there in it. So let us get into the chapter. The chapter basically is about a man who has gone to the highest peak in the world, mountainous peak in the world, the Mount Everest. And what all changes has occurred in his life is being narrated in this book. Okay, so and the word summit within, the height within denotes something else. Okay, so of all the emotions which surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one I think was humility. So after reaching the highest top of Mount Everest, the best feeling that he had was humility or love towards everyone. Because when you are reaching at the highest top, you will be able to understand that in a far distance, you will be able to understand all these things, all the worries, all the problems, all the hatred, everything that we have is near there. If we look at and see, even a big town will be small at that place. The physical in me seemed to say, thank God it's all over. However, instead of being jubilant, there was a tinge of sadness. His physique, after going through such a hard work, his physique was really tired and he said that, oh God, it's all over. But in his mind, a piece of sadness was there. Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing and there would be nothing better to climb and all roads hereafter would lead down? So he is saying that he now already has reached the highest peak in the world and next he doesn't have anything else to climb. Any other thing he does is lesser than this. By climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness. When you conquer the highest peak, you will be really happy. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime. For the throughout my life, that happiness will be there. The experience changes you completely. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. The author is saying that experience of climbing that Mount Everest will change you forever and you will not be the same man after coming from the mountains. Of course, there will be drastic amount of changes there. As I look back at life after climbing Mount Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit, the summit of the mind. No less formidable and no easier to climb. So after reaching the highest peak, now he is thinking about the peak inside, the peak or the summit which we have to conquer inside ourselves, the summit of mind. That is the summit within. Even when getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. After reaching the highest peak and after getting rid of all the problems he had, the physical exhaustion he had, he was thinking about, why did I climb this even? Why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? So, why did I imagine of reaching this height? It was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. With every passing day, it would become more remote, and then what would remain? Would memories fade slowly away? These words are so much philosophical, and they are saying that by passing day after day, will this height of joy will distinguish? Will it go? Will it go down? Or will it remain forever? All these thoughts lead me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. So, after going through all these queries in his mind, he just started to ask himself about why people climb mountains. It is not easy to answer the question. The simplest answer would be, as others would have said, because it is there. That word is really important, okay? So, suppose a man comes there and asks the major that, why did you go and climb the mountain? So, the normal answer would be, because it is there, so I did it. But, it presents great difficulties. Man take delight in overcoming obstacles. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating, as it was for me also. So, when we look into the history of mankind, every people had loved to make more and more expeditions. The reason why we sailed all over the world, the reason why we found jet, the reason why we found ship, marine drives, everything is because we love to overcome obstacles in this world. To remove or to overcome all these obstacles, we had to go through really good willpower. We have to continuously work. Persistence should be there. Perseverance should be there. And the physical strength we had to go through is really exhilarating or really problematic too. I have a more personal answer to this question. From my childhood, I have been attracted by mountains. So, he is speaking from his own memories. He is saying that from his childhood itself, he had loved mountains a lot. I had been miserable, lost, when away from mountains in the plains. Mountains are nature at its best. Their beauty and majesty pose a great challenge. And like many, I believe that mountains are a means of communication with God. So, a mountain, the biggest thing in this world, because that majestic mountain is calling everyone. When he was a child, he already loved to go to the mountains, plains, and he also think that that is the place where we can speak to God also. The beauty that mountain has, the majestic, the powerful thing that mountains have. It is standing there and calling everyone to come and fight with me, conquer me. Such majestic beauty every mountains have. Once having granted this, the question remains, why Everest? Because it is highest. So, when he started to climb a mountain, first question that came to his mind was, why Everest? Why not other? Why not Alps? Why not Kanchenjunga? Why not Mount K2? Why not Anamudi? Anything. Because Everest is the highest. So, the physical tension he had to go through will be the maximum also. The mightiest and has defied many previous attempts. It is not just highest, it is also mightiest and has even fought with many people who have tried to conquer it. It takes the last ounce of one's energy. It's a brutal struggle with rock and ice. If you try to conquer and climb the Mount Everest, it will even ooze out each and every inch of energy you have. And it is like the brutal struggle. We have to struggle with the ice, rock, and everything there. The passage back is as difficult as the passage onwards. So, when you start to climb, the same way you have to, suppose you reach the highest peak, when you have to get down, the same tension, the same physical problems, the physical ailments will be there. And then, when the summit is climbed, there is the exhilaration, the joy of having done something, the sense of a battle fought and won. There is a feeling of victory and happiness. When you reach after removing all these obstacles, and when you reach the highest peak, you will be happy, you will be joyful, you will be fully immersed with the happiness. Glimpsing a peak in the distance, I get transported to another world. I experienced a change within myself which can only be called mystical. So, when he is looking at the mountainous peak, he gets transported to another world because in his mind, the mystical way, because even we can speak to the God himself in a better manner. That manner is known as that connection with God is known as mysticism, mystical, and that connection is he is getting through is because of getting into the highest peak. But its beauty, aloofness, might, ruggedness, and the difficulty encountered on the way. The peak draws me to it as Everest did. So, when you are going to conquer a mountain, its beauty is really magnanimous. Its aloofness, it is strange, it is lonely, it is single. Its might, its power is uncomparable with anything in this world. Its ruggedness, its strong behavior. And all through this reason, he got attracted to it. So it is a challenge that is difficult to resist. He is saying that challenge that makes me happy. So I can't withdraw myself without challenging that, without accepting that challenge. Looking back, I find that I have not yet fully explained why I climbed Everest. So he is yet again trying to say why he has tried to climb Everest. He is like answering a question, why do you breathe? He is saying that suppose when someone came there and asked him, why do you breathe? You can't answer because it's a basic biological form that gives us the life. Without taking breathe, without taking air, without breathing, you will not be able to survive. The same way he is saying that if he hadn't conquered that thing, he could not even survive. Why do you help your neighbor? Why do you want a good dad? There is no final answer possible. To these questions, there is no answer at all. The same way, when someone asks me, why do you climb the Everest? There is no answer. And then there is the fact that Everest is not just a physical climb. The man who has been to the mountain top becomes conscious in a special manner of his own smallness in this large universe. So, it is not just a physical work. I have already said you that a person who is trying to climb the Mount Everest, it's a really tough job. So, when you are going through that, it is not just a physical one. He is saying that when you climb and reach there, you will be able to understand that you are just part of a small universe. Your society, your problems, your family, your nation, everything is mere, small. The physical conquest of a mountain is only one part of the achievement. There is more to it than that. It is followed by a sense of fulfillment. So, he is saying that the physical work, the success, the victory, everything he had is only one part. It has another aspects also. He is saying that there is a sense of fulfillment. Happiness is there. A fulfillment. If you are doing a great job, you will be having a pleasure in your mind, a fulfillment in your mind. That is also there. There is a satisfaction of a deep urge to rise above one's surroundings. If you go there, you will be having a satisfaction and also to go beyond. We are all bounded here in our small place, in our small dreams, in our small problems. We have to go outside. We have to explore more. The Everest will give us the key to explore more. It is the eternal love for adventure in man. If you love adventure, there is no better thing in this world than this conquering this thing called as Mount Everest. The experience is not merely physical, it is emotional, it is spiritual. He is saying that of course you need a lot of energy, you need a power, but it is not just the case. Your mind should be there, your brain should be there, your soul should be there. Considering a typical client towards summit on the last side, you are sharing a rope with another client. You firm it, he cuts the steps in hard ice, then he belays and you are inch your way up. The climb is grim. You strain every nerve as you take every step. So, normally, when someone is climbing the Mount Everest, so one person will be in the top position. He will be using his axe. He will be making an axe there. He will be leading his rope behind, and meters behind his friend will be there, and he will be with a unilateral motion, a good bound. They will be doing it. They will be climbing that. The climb is grim. You strain every nerve as you take every step. To make even a small step there, you have to train all your nerve. Yeah, your work needs to be very tough. You said famous climbers have left records of the help given by others. The famous climbers have said that only because of the help given by my partner, my friend there, we have reached this height. They have also recorded how they needed just that help. They have able to say that only because of that help we are there. So, unity is strength. Such a slogan is there. So, it means that whenever you want to achieve something, if a person is also there to help together, if you and your friend is working for a victory, you are working together in a good compound, good vibe there, you will be able to reach success. You curse yourself for having, else they might have given up. Breathing is that difficult. You curse yourself for having let yourself in for this. Without them, they could have even given up. They could have even stopped that. And breathing is really difficult. When you reach there, breathing is really difficult. He will not. All the climbers will be carrying big cylinders of oxygen with them. So breathing is really problematic there. But you curse yourself for having let yourself in there. Because when you reach there, you will be saying that, oh God, why did I do this even? I can't even make a small step now. Why did I do this? You will be asking that. You wonder why you ever undertook the action. There are moments when you feel like going back. Even when you go there, you will be saying that, why did I do this? Why did ascent means going up. You will even think that, why shouldn't I stop? Why shouldn't I stop going there? It would be sheer relief to go down instead of up. You will be saying that, if I go down, it will be blissful. I will be happy. Instead of going up. But almost once you snap out of that mood, there is something in that you that does not let you give up the struggle. If you are able to just overcome that thought, you will be able to switch your mood and be vigorous again and start your struggle. And you go on. Your companion keeps up with you. Just another 50 feet, 100 maybe. So you will be going on. Then you will be going on along with your friend. You ask yourself, is there no end? You look at yourself and companion and he looks at you. You draw inspiration from each other. And then, without first being aware of, you are at the summit. You will be even thinking that, oh my goodness, how high is this? Isn't there an end for this? But when you look at your partner, when you look at your companion, then you will be thinking about, why did we do this? The reason will be arriving there. We have to achieve it. We must not stop this struggle. So, if we go there by giving an inspiration, both of us, you will be going again to climb it. Looking around from the summit, you tell yourself that it was worthwhile. Other silvery peaks appear through the clouds. If you are lucky, the sun may be on them. The surrounding peaks look like a jewel necklace around the neck of your summit. So, when you reach there, when you reach the highest peak, it is worthy. It is blissful. The work you have given is blessed. Other silvery peaks appear through the clouds. When you look around, you will be able to see other clouds. Inside the clouds, you will be able to see other peaks too. But if sun is there, there will be a glazing which makes you feel that your summit is wearing a golden necklace. The golden color will be giving the blissful feeling in this world. Below you, you see vast valleys sloping into the distance. It's ennobling, enriching experience to look down from the summit of a mountain. When you reach there, you'll be able to look at endless valleys, endless mountain. That is the best feeling also. You bow down and make your obeisance to whichever god you worship. If you are a believer of a god, if you are a theist, then you will stand there and you will be praying to your god and saying that, thank God for helping me to reach it. I left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak. He's a Sikh believer, so he left a picture of Guru Nanak there. Ramat left a picture of Goddess Durga. He's a Hindu. Puss Dorji left a relic of Buddha. He's a Buddhist there. Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cave. Edmund Hillary, the first person to step into the highest peak, had made a cross because he was a Christian there. These are not symbols of conquest but of reverence. That's an important thing. So he is saying that you are not saying that after reaching there I have conquered the highest peak. You are not saying that. It's a paying tribute, paying love, giving love to the God which have helped you. The experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. There is another summit. It is within yourself. Now we are going into the chapter. After reaching there, everything around you changes. But you have to remember that he has already said that that is the biggest peak, and if it goes down, there is no such thing in this world. So, but still, there is another summit, another height is there. That is within ourselves. It is in our own mind. Each man carries within himself his mountain peak. In everyone's mind, such a peak is there. He must climb it to reach a fuller knowledge of himself. To know ourselves, we have to climb that mountain. We have to conquer the mountain in ourselves. It is fearful and unscalable. If we can know the height of Mount Everest, we can know the depth of Pacific, but the height of the mountain inside is not scalable. We can't measure it. It is unscalable too. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. And that's the main important thing there. Nobody in this world can climb it for you. You have to climb yourself. The physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. I have already said that every ounce of energy will be oozed out while climbing the highest mountain peak. But the same way, when you try to climb the mountain inside, your mental struggle will be the same. The effects of both the climbs are the same. Whether the mountain you climb is physical, emotional, and spiritual. The climb will certainly change you. It teaches you much about the world and about yourself. If you try to do it, it is not just physical. You have to make it emotional. You have to make it spiritual. And it may changes you forever. I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has provided me with the inspiration to face life's ordeals resolutely. So, after being an Everester, after climbing the Everest, he is able to make resolutions, make ordeals, prove ordeals in a simple manner. Every problem that confronts his life, he will do it simply. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. The conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. The internal summits are perhaps higher than the Everest. He is saying that reaching the highest mountain peak in the world is really worthy. But when you try to climb the mountain inside, it is much more worthy, and this height is much more bigger. So the author is trying to say that even if you try the highest mountain peak in the world, if you are not able to climb and conquer the mountain inside, you are not worthy there. You have to conquer yourself. Suppose think that you are fearful of doing something. When you can take the example of Olivia itself, he have to confront his own mind before going there. He is physically fit there. He is physically able to reach anything, but his mind must permit. He will ask his mind that I have to go to the highest mountain peak. His mind must give the permission. If only that mind gives him the permission, then only he will be able to get the height. You have to get conquer our mind first. Suppose think that you have to reach or you have to conquer anything. You have to be the first rank holder in your class. You have to be best student in your classroom. You have to be the best teacher. You have to crack the mightiest exams of the old time. Indeed, you have to go through many physical conditions, many physical ailments, but you have to conquer your mind first. First thing you have to do is conquer your mind. If you conquer your mind, every other heights in this world, if you are able to, a problematic situation occurs in your life, someone dear you love has passed away. If you are able to confront it, if you are able to tackle it and work again, if your mind is powerful enough, then only you will be able to successful. You will not be sufficed by small mistakes, small errors, small failures in life. The same way, everything you have, if you want to conquer anything in this life, the first thing you have to conquer your mind itself. That is the summit within, the height within is the biggest one, mightiest one we have to confront. So I do believe that you people understand the essence of the chapter well. If you confront any sort of doubt, please feel free to ask, and thank you all for watching.